Have you ever looked at someone in their 90s, maybe even over 100, still smiling, walking, doing their own shopping or tending a little garden and thought, how on earth are they still so full of life? You might think it's just good genes. But here's the surprising part. Scientists who study the longest living people around the world have found that genes only play a small part. It's the everyday choices, the little habits done over years, that make the biggest difference. And the best part? It's never too late to start. You don't need to run marathons or become a vegetarian overnight. Longevity, true longevity, is built through small but powerful shifts in how you move, eat, connect, and think. And what we're going to talk about today are 4 real secrets from the world's oldest, healthiest people. Things they do not just to live longer but to live better. So whether you're 60, 70, or 85, these are simple, doable changes that can breathe new energy and joy into your life starting today. Let's take this journey together. Let's begin with a beautiful secret, and it might not be what you expect. In Okinawa, Japan, one of the longest living communities on Earth, people wake up each day with something very special. A reason. They call it ikigai, which roughly means a reason to get up in the morning. For some, it's caring for a grandchild. For others, it's tending a small vegetable patch, walking to the market, or meeting friends for tea. It doesn't have to be big or flashy. It just has to be yours. That quiet joy that nudges you out of bed with a sense of purpose. Not because you have to, but because you want to. This kind of inner motivation, this ikigai, gives people something to live for beyond just existing. And scientists are now proving what these elders have known for generations. Having a sense of purpose adds years to your life. Literally. People with purpose tend to live longer, have fewer health problems, and feel more fulfilled day to day. Maybe your ikigai is painting, cooking, volunteering, or teaching someone something you know. Maybe it's just having a quiet moment with your morning coffee and a book you love. The important part is not what it is, it's that it matters to you. And if you're sitting there thinking, but I'm retired now, I don't have a big purpose anymore, let me gently challenge that. You still have wisdom, stories, kindness, and care that this world needs. Maybe your new purpose is smaller, quieter, but even more meaningful. It's still yours to discover, or to rediscover. Now here's something else that's quietly powerful, and it's right on your plate. In Sardinia, Italy, another region where people routinely live past 100, food isn't just fuel. It's community. It's rhythm. It's simple. One of the biggest differences researchers noticed isn't what these people don't eat. It's what they do eat consistently. Whole foods. Mostly plants. Lots of beans, greens, nuts, and olive oil. And meat? Yes, they eat it, just not every day. Maybe once or twice a week. And almost always shared with family or neighbors over a slow meal. But what's even more interesting is how they eat. Slowly. With laughter. At a table. Not in front of a screen or rushing around. And they almost always stop eating when they feel about 80% full, not stuffed, just satisfied. That little habit, called hara-hachi biyu in Okinawa, keeps the body light, the digestion healthy, and the energy flowing. So what can we learn from this? You don't have to give up your favorite foods or count calories obsessively. But maybe today you start by adding instead of subtracting. Add a handful of berries to your breakfast. Add a side of leafy greens to your lunch. Cook a simple stew with beans, carrots, garlic, and herbs. Let the flavors dance slowly, just like they do in the kitchens of Sardinia. And if you can, invite someone to share it with you. Even if it's just a friend over the phone while you both eat. Food is more than nutrients, it's connection. It's love on a plate. Here's something gentle to try. The next time you sit down for a meal, pause. Take a breath. Look at your plate and say, this is nourishment. This is life. Then take your first bite slowly. That tiny moment, that pause, is a powerful secret of the world's longest living people. And if it feels strange at first, that's okay. New habits always feel a bit awkward in the beginning, but over time they become part of you. And your body begins to respond. You might notice more energy, better digestion, even clearer thinking, just from slowing down and adding more of the good stuff. It's really not about being perfect. It's about choosing presence, choosing love, even in how we eat. Now that we've started to look at what gives life meaning and how we nourish our bodies with care. Now, the second secret from the world's longest living people might surprise you, not because it's flashy or new, but because it's something so beautifully simple. Yet many of us overlook it in our daily lives. I'm talking about movement. But not the intense gym workouts or complicated routines we often hear about. The truth is, many of the world's oldest people didn't pump iron or run marathons. They just moved, gently, consistently, and often. In Okinawa, Japan, home to some of the world's longest living individuals, You'll often see elders tending their gardens well into their 90s. They bend, they stretch, they dig, they walk, and they do it with a quiet joy. Movement is a part of their life, not an item to check off a to-do list. And that's the key. You don't need to start lifting heavy weights or signing up for advanced yoga classes. You can begin right now, wherever you are. A short walk around the block while listening to birds. A gentle stretch while waiting for the kettle to boil. Dancing slowly to a favorite song from your youth. These little actions send a message to your body. I'm still here. I still care. Let's keep going. And here's the magic part. Your body listens. Studies show that gentle movement improves circulation, keeps joints flexible, boosts mood, and can even sharpen memory. All from something as simple as moving your body a little each day. You don't have to be fast. You don't have to go far. You just have to keep going. Some folks find joy in gardening just like those in Okinawa. Others love a daily stroll to the corner store, even if they don't need anything. It's not about the destination. It's about staying engaged with the world around you, one step at a time. Even something as humble as standing up and sitting down from your chair a few times each day helps maintain leg strength and balance, which are vital as we age. Now, while movement keeps the body young, our next secret keeps the spirit and soul just as vibrant. It's one that comes up again and again when you ask centenarians about their long lives, and it has very little to do with medicine or genetics. It's about connection. In Sardinia, Italy, another famous longevity hotspot, you'll find entire villages where people know each other's names, stories, and struggles. They gather daily to chat over a simple meal or just wave and smile as they pass one another in the street. In these communities, no one is truly alone. There's a sense of belonging, a circle of care that wraps around every person, young or old. We live in a world that sometimes forgets the beauty of deep, meaningful connection, especially as we get older. Friends move away, families grow busy, and the days can feel quieter than they used to. But here's the hopeful part. It's never too late to reconnect. Even a single meaningful conversation a day can lift your heart and reduce feelings of loneliness, which researchers now say can be as harmful to our health as smoking a pack of cigarettes a day. Can you imagine that? Just talking, sharing, being seen and heard, it's powerful medicine. So call that old friend you haven't spoken to in a while. Join a book club or a local walking group. Smile at your neighbor, strike up a chat at the coffee shop. Maybe even start a weekly lunch with a few folks in your building or neighborhood. The people in those long-living communities aren't living longer because they have more friends, they're living longer because they have deeper connections. What's more, these relationships don't need to be big or perfect. Even a heartfelt chat with the cashier at the store or a short note to a grandchild can do wonders for your emotional well-being. Feeling seen, feeling needed, and feeling loved, those aren't luxuries. They're essentials. And here's a little story I'll never forget. A woman in her late 90s from a small village in Costa Rica said the secret to her long life wasn't the food she ate or the clean air she breathed. She said it was the fact that every day someone knocked on her door just to say, "How are you today?" She said that reminder, that she mattered, kept her heart young. Isn't that beautiful? So what can we learn from that? That human connection isn't a nice extra. It's as vital as movement and as nourishing as food. If you've been feeling a little isolated or forgotten lately, know this. It's never too late to reach out or let someone in. Now, as we let those thoughts sink in, of moving more gently and connecting more deeply, another thread begins to appear. A pattern that weaves through all these lives that stretch past 100. It's something that sits quietly in the background but plays a huge role in shaping each day with purpose and peace. Let's take a breath together before we step into that next secret, the one that nourishes not just the body, but the mind and spirit in a way that science is just beginning to understand.